Hey Zelda, that's not my name.
Hey guys, welcome back to the last episode of Season 1. Today we're talking about Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was developed by Nintendo and released in 1991 for the Super Nintendo. Now when you hear Nintendo, the chances are you'll think of Mario, and as we learned from last week's episode, Pokemon is also up there. But after that, non-Nintendo fans struggle to think of anything else. The Legend of Zelda series is a very likely third. This is an action RPG that follows the character Zelda.
Wait, it's not Zelda, it's not Zelda. Okay, so this is one of the few games where the name of the game is not the name of the main character.
This guy's actually called Link. Hey Zelda, that's not my name.
Oh, it's you, Zelda.
That's not my name.
Hey yo Zelda, what's up?
That's not my name.
Pika, pika, pika.
That's not my name.
They call me Stacy. That's not my name.
Development of Zelda began in 1988 and was actually intended for the original Nintendo Entertainment System. But 1 year later, with the imminent release of the Super Nintendo, the project was ported over.
What's interesting is Zelda's cartridges double the size of regular Super Nintendo games at the time.
This is due to previous Zelda games being so successful. They wanted extra space to make sure the Zelda world was as vast and expansive as possible. Being an action RPG makes the game a lot more exciting as you fight enemies in real time instead of the more tactical approach in turn-based RPGs. The game's iconic soundtrack was composed by Koji Kondo, who did the theme for the Super Mario games. The story goes like this. Link is sleeping and receives a psychic phone call from Zelda, as you do. But instead of asking him to get milk, she wants him to do the much easier task of arming himself, running to a castle, breaking into the castle, defeating all the guards, and saving her. And also trusting a person you've never met who wakes you at 3 o'clock in the morning telepathically. So Link does exactly that, and now you might think, oh, the princess is saved, and hence the game is over.
Wrong.
Your journey just began. You now have to acquire 3 different pendants and a book, and once you do that, you can fight the boss, Aghanim. And Link does exactly that. So obviously once you beat the boss, the game's over, right? Nope, you now have to go to the Dark World, which is exactly the same as the regular world, but evil. You then have to beat 4 more bosses, all in separate locations obviously, and then the final boss, Ganon. And for those of you who don't know, Ganon is to Link like Bowser is to Mario. As the Americans would say, he's an asshole.
So you would think defeating the final boss means the game's finally over, right? Yeah, but basically, yeah, it is.
The game mechanics are robust, the controls are responsive, and the character movement is accurate. With the core set, it's time to see what you can do. Besides moving around, Link can also attack with his sword, throw a boomerang, set bombs, shoot arrows, lift rocks, run into things, and perform his signature move, the spin attack, which attacks all enemies in a 360-degree swipe. All of these skills are used to help Link solve the various dungeons and defeat increasingly harder enemies. The game also lets you upgrade your swords, shields, and armor for increasing levels of attack, defense, and blocking, which you will need to survive the challenges of the Dark World. Game summary time. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is a well-produced action RPG in all areas. It has good graphics, a vast world by Super Nintendo standards, and excellent level and enemy design. The controls are crisp, which is very important in an action RPG, as whether or not you win depends on skill and reaction time and not just leveling your character. Aside from the Super Mario series, few franchises can boast being on every single Nintendo console and handheld ever released. The Legend of Zelda can, and not only that, it deserves it. And if you missed the live stream, here are the best bits.
Zelda is your... Oh, then he cuts off. Is he dead? I like the way he runs. Look, the way he runs is like really weird. What the hell are these? Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. Maybe I should have saved those arrows. That's all I'm saying. Yes, that's how you kill these. Pots, guys. Pots is the way. More balls. More balls.
Thanks for watching the last episode of Season 1. We're going to take a break from the series, but we will be back. Please leave a comment on what you thought or anything about the series, including what you want to see for Season 2. Until next time.